I thought. We were off our game offensively, allowed them to get very comfortable. They made us pay for that, got a big lead, and then it was just a battle from there, and I couldn't be more proud of this team for doing just that. We're searching for combinations that would work, searching all night long, and the team ultimately found a way. Gritty, tough effort, holding Utah, just such a good team to 36% shooting from the field. We outshot them, forced them into turnovers, got the stops down the stretch to give ourselves a chance, and made the plays. And so for that, I'm really proud. And we're seeing a ton of growth. I mean, if you look at, the Stanford game, they're ranked third. This game, they're ranked seventh. What are we? And so we're right there. And so you just have to believe that these experiences are going to turn into wins. Clearly, they need to, and it just feels that way. It's like we're right on this edge of realizing our potential, and we just need that consistent breakthrough. But anyway, all that to say, it was fun. Utah's great. Lynn does a fantastic job, and it was a very entertaining, great basketball game.
Poked away with about 7 minutes left to go, and she seemed to make me take that a little personally. She played really, really well after that, and really kind of sparked that final rally. What did you see from Benny's leadership? After making kind of what could have been a costly mistake at that point.
Yeah, she had a rough first half, I thought, so that's what I meant. We were searching, we were just kind of, I don't know, we were off our game, and you give them credit for that, but we were off our game, and so her, when Bendu has been in that mode, an overwhelming presence mode where she's brought that level of energy, we are very good. She wills this team to another level, and her defense can be disruptive. It's hard for anyone to be like that for 40 minutes, of course, but she picks her spots, and she picked that spot, and that was the difference, I thought. Her getting to the rim, her making a couple plays in the backcourt, and then managing mistakes, was key. We wouldn't have been there without it.
Looks like this team, I've seen all your teams play at Oregon State, but this team could lose to any team in the Pac-12. They could beat any team in the Pac-12. What do you feel like is just kind of like missing to get you over the hump to win some of these games? What do you see?
It's a great question.
That could materialize your guys.
I'm not a psychologist, even though I think I am by this point in my career. I feel like I have a doctorate in psychology, because that's all this is, ultimately. We have, facts are facts. Just look at the actions. We've been very inconsistent, and because of that, you're going to allow teams that maybe shouldn't play with you to play with you, and you're going to be able to rise against the very best. And when this team has been focused and maintained that focus for that level of time, we can, in my opinion, we can beat anyone. We can play with anyone. We've proved it last week, tonight, and previously. So that's the hard part, and it's hard for a coach, to try to push the right buttons, knowing that this button might work today but not tomorrow. And so that's the mystery with this group. I think that's normal, though, for a group that's new and forming together. At this point of the year, it's time to move beyond that. It's time to be the Stanford Beavs, the at Arizona for 37 minutes Beavs, the at Oregon for 35 minutes Beavs, the Oregon here Beavs, the second half tonight Beavs. It's time to be that all the time, and that's a very inspirational, talented, must-see TV squad, and that's who this is.
Reagan, you guys were down 18 in the first half, 15, I think it was 7 minutes to go or something like that. Where did you see something? Did you guys sense something at all coming? Because I didn't see it coming. What did you see?
Yeah, we just all knew we needed to turn it up to another level. The bench players, obviously, when I was watching, we all knew that a next level needed to hit, and it needed to hit fast. That's exactly what happened. Those girls that were out there, cranked it up, and that's what put us into overtime. Bindu, like Coach Scott said, did a great job of doing that, leading us down the stretch. Talia making tough shots, getting rebounds that we needed to get. Something just clicked, and like Coach said, that needs to be consistent. That needs to happen all the time, like it did tonight in the second half.
The other thing about the slow start, you're down 18, but on the other hand, Utah looks like they run offense like next level, and they're good. I mean, that's a good offense. I mean, is that kind of what you come away after playing them this first time?
Well, I mean, they've always been good offensively. They've been good for 5 years offensively. The last 2 years, I think the defense has hit a different gear. But the reality is we held them to 35% shooting on our floor. So, I mean, we're doing something right. And, I mean, they're 19-2. So, I mean, they must be pretty good offensively, But they've escaped some close games. I mean, they survived UCLA the other night with a big shot. They survived Arizona at home, and they survived tonight, But good teams have a way of doing that.
Coach, obviously a very competitive overtime. You guys trailed by just 3, had a chance to tie it up with 19 seconds left. If possible, can you just talk a little bit about the huddle beforehand? Were you guys 3-3-3 all the way, or take a good 2 look if you get it, or what was the strategy there?
Go for the 3 because I didn't have any timeouts left, and so it's a tough thing to do, to go length of the floor, and the 2s weren't coming easy either, at that point. I thought maybe we could have got a foul call on Adley's drive, that was that end of regulation? It might have been. So I didn't think, it didn't register to me to go for 2 at that time. I feel like we had to put it up, and to our credit, I mean, we got 3 looks, right? Or 4, actually. 3 looks, and then the 4th one was a foul, and then bless her heart, Tamia, I mean, she's from Utah, right? And so this is, in a way, a rivalry game for her, growing up there. And so to be put in that situation at the line at the end is honestly not fair. It really isn't, but that's what this game does to you. It beats you up in some ways, but all those little scars and wounds that you endure turn into your story and turn into massive success. One of the most painful losses I've ever experienced here was home against Gonzaga in 2015 in the second round of the NCAA tournament when we're supposed to win, but they're really good. They beat us, end our season in front of Beaver Nation here. It's just as depressing and painful, and I'll never forget sitting in my office the next week, and Sydney Weiss is sitting there, and Wisner's sitting there, and Jamie says to me, I ain't going out like that. Goes into her senior year the next year, and that loss fueled a Final Four run. And next year, nobody beat us, nobody touched us, and it was just, we were not being denied. And the team decided that, we're just not being denied. And I don't know if you were watching at that time, I know you were, there was no denying Jamie Wisner her senior year and that team. And it was because of that pain. So all of these painful experiences that this team has experienced, I mean, it's been more than the last 2 weeks, but the last 2 weeks have had 3 of them. I just look at this freshman class, and I just look at these individuals, and I mean, Talia's just a sophomore, AJ is just a sophomore. They are going to fuel greatness, and so we're having fun in the middle of it, hate losing, but I'm proud of the fight.
Anybody else? All right. Thanks,
Okay,
Coach.
thanks you guys.
Thanks so much, guys.
See you Sunday, I hope.